Think back to older cartoons like Looney Tunes by like Warner Brothers, and you hear Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Barney Rubble. You'd imagine that each of these different characters are different voices, but in reality, it is just one man. Hi, I'm Daryl Lewis II, an up and rising student at UNF, and I'm here to introduce you to the man of a thousand voices, pioneer who changed the world of voice acting forever. And his name is Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc was born on May 30th, 1908, in San Francisco, California. Grew up in Portland, Oregon. From a young age, Blanc was fascinated by voices and sounds. He would go around in his neighborhood mimicking animal noises and accents of people around him. And at 16, he changed his name from Blanc to Blanc after a teacher had told him that he'd never amount to anything with a name like that. When he got his start in radio in the 1930s, he started working for local stations, entertaining listeners with original characters and comedy routines. By 1936, he was appearing on KNX's Hollywood Barn Dance and NBC's Blue Network's The Jello program, starring Jack Benny. He was doing impressions of barnyard animals. But Mel Blanc's legendary career truly took off when he joined Warner Brothers in 1937. He quickly became the go-to guy for their animated Looney Tunes and Merry Melody series. Mel Blanc voiced a wide margin of different characters, such as like Bugs Bunny with that sly Brooklyn accent, and the very famous "What's Up, Doc?" He voiced Daffy Duck with the trademark lisp and zany energy. He voiced Porky Pig, was based off of real life speech patterns. And he also voiced Tweety Bird, Sylvester, Foghorn Leghorn, Yosemite Sam, Marvin the Martian, countless other different little people that you wouldn't imagine would be voiced by the same person. But what set Mel apart wasn't just his vocal range. It was a large part of it. He had a very wide vocal range. If you told me that Bugs Bunny and Tweety Bird or Porky Pig were all the same person, I wouldn't really believe you. But after doing research, I found out very quickly that it was all done by one person. What set Mel apart wasn't just his vocal range, it was his ability to act through each character. So, thinking like Bugs Bunny and switching between that to Porky Pig, each character had its own personality, rhythm, emotional depth. He didn't just imitate sounds, he didn't imitate people, he became these characters. He became these people that he was playing as. And remarkably, for many years, he was the only person credited in the Warner Brothers cartoons. It's a pretty big deal. You would always see it, voice characterizations by Mel Blanc. But Mel Blanc did more than just... He didn't just invent the voice acting industry, but he redefined it as a whole. Before Blanc, voice acting was seen as a background job, anonymous, uncredited, but Mel ended up turning it into an art form. He inspired generations of voice actors to treat their roles with the same seriousness as like stage or film acting. He was also a technical innovator. He recorded in layers, developed new microphone techniques, and performed or perfected timing with these different animators that he was working with. And sometimes he would record the same scene with multiple voices, all in one scene. He would switch between characters back and forth. In fact, there is a famous story. In 1961, Mel was in a near fatal car accident, ended up in a coma. The doctors tried everything to wake him. Nothing was really working, right? And finally, One doctor had asked, you shot in the dark, how are you doing today, Bugs Bunny? And Blank slowly responded in character, like, just fine, Doc, how are you? Which really showed how much he put into these characters. They were his own separate personalities. They added more. It was more than just a voice. It was a different personality, a different it was a character, a person. His career didn't end with Looney Tunes. He went on to voice Barney Rubble in the Flintstones, Mr. Spacely in the Jetsons, and many others during the rise of TV animation. Unfortunately, Mel Blanc, passed away in 1989, but his legacy still lives on. Today, voice actors like Nancy Cartwright, Tom Kenny, Tar Strong, Mark Hamill, Eric Bauza all cite Mel Blanc as a major influence. His characters continued to be revoiced, but his original work is iconic and irreplaceable. His gravestone reads, "That's all, folks. A filming tribute to the man who made way to the golden age of cartoons. And he taught us and me that voice acting is more than just doing funny voices. It's about the heart, the timing, the soul. Thanks to Mel Blanc, the world of animation found its voice. So, the next time that you hear Bugs Bunny munching a carrot or Daffy Duck lisping through a tantrum, remember that it all started with one man, Mel Blanc. The man of 1,000 voices and one unforgettable legacy."